This right here. I know a few people who voted for Trump and they try hiding it because they don't want to be treated differently. Sounds like something very familiar. You mean the party that you go for that consistently outcasts people of color, tries taking away rights from women and gay people and trans people? You build your whole fucking party off of hatred and discrimination, and you try masking it and hiding it because you're scared of discrimination? And then they say liberals are the party of love. Oh, boo-hoo, fucking cry yourself to sleep, dumbass bitch.
Today is September 11th, and we're supposed to be remembering the ones we lost during 9/11. And instead, not only are we doing that, but we're also talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I wanted to talk about things that is making everybody say enough is enough. Okay? And yes, enough is enough. I remember when there was a time Trump supporters or people who voted for Trump was afraid to say that they voted for Trump. And there were many reasons why people didn't want to say that they voted for Trump. And one of them was because they didn't want to alienate their friends or, lose their loved ones or family members, because it got that serious. Like liberals were really like cutting you off, and Democrats were telling people like Joy Reid and all them were saying if they voted for Trump, you have to like basically tell them that you don't want to be bothered. But the number one thing why people were afraid is because liberals are violent. Okay, they will kill you. They will attack you in the street. And I know I always talk about black people being violent because we are, but blacks are also Democrats, and along with the other crazy liberals, they're violent. They will attack you, especially if you do not agree. Because whenever you're debating a liberal and you notice that you'll be talking and you're hitting them with facts, like you're just hitting them, and the first thing they'll say is, "I don't want to talk to you no more. I ain't got nothing to say," because they don't want to hear it, because they have nothing to come back to. That's the same thing what happened with Charlie Kirk, because these people will come there trying to prove their case, and when Charlie Kirk hit them with facts, Charlie Kirk's a racist, he's a fascist, he's all of this. He spew hate, and if you listen to all of his debates and so forth, there's nothing about hate. But Democrats have to do that because they love to dumb down people so that they can control power. And then once they get power, you're getting screwed because they're taking care of the rich, because that's what Democrats are. They're about the rich. So that's what I know, is that people are afraid of liberals because they will kill you. You can see them, Antifa, what they did in the streets, throwing bricks. I mean, doing some of the dumbest things. Very violent. And so that's why a lot of people were afraid to say that they voted for Trump. But in the meantime, as we move forward, now you see a lot more people are starting to wake up now. Well, no, let me not even say that. To yesterday, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, they don't realize that they just woke up about thousands of sleeping giants, because now people are not afraid anymore. They're going to speak their mind. I'm sure white people are tired of being told that they're white supremacists and give me your stuff because you're privileged. That this dumb stuff that liberals are pushing so that they can continue dumbing down people until I don't know. I don't know how long they want to continue with this garbage. But I know people are tired of it. And this is why I'm not sure if they voted for Trump because they want to push back against liberal ideology, or if they're just tired of being called racist when they're not. You know, it's this is some trying times right now. And I think that now liberals, if their plan was to silence people, even though they're the ones that claim that Republicans and conservatives are about silencing people. Well, if liberals thought that their push, because they couldn't get Trump on the beginning with the Russian gate, they couldn't get him when they weaponized the justice system, and now they try to kill him, and they didn't get him. So now I feel like they're going to try to kill the people that surround him. They're going to kill them. And so I think that now they've realized that they just created a bigger problem, because people like myself, people like Greg Foreman from the Black Conservative Perspective, people like April, what is her name? She's really good. April Chapman, the Officer Tatum, all of these guys, Jason Whitlock, all of them are going to start speaking out. And speaking out against these clowns like Van Jones. Van Jones is a straight up idiot. I'm serious. This guy's a straight up idiot. He's a fake, because he'll come and try to get what he can, and then I guess the Democrats give him his talking points, and then he just turns around and says some of the dumbest things. Okay, Van Jones is a straight up idiot, and that other one from CNN, who hosts that show, she's an idiot. But, what are you going to do? Liberals love idiots.
Unfortunately, we don't have services that they used to have for mentally ill people in terms of dealing with them. And I think the problem here is, I'm guessing the Trump administration was looking for an example. This video was quite disturbing. You have the combination of social media at the same time blowing it up, and so it creates sort of the perfect storm to point to something. Just like when Dukakis, when he was running for president, Lee Atwater took advantage of that one incident that was terrible, that was very troubling for voters once they called attention to it.
So certain people have been looking for an opportunity to find a case like this, to make a point like this. I want to play, this is Charlie Kirk, why he says this hasn't gotten a lot of attention.
A white Ukrainian refugee was murdered just because she was white. Everybody knows that, obviously. If a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice, law-abiding black person for no reason, it would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Instead, Megan Basham, no one seems to care when a white woman gets stabbed to the death.
Wow. He said white a lot.
Well, we are talking about it here, so I guess
True.
I don't think that's fair. Look, being in the system, because I have represented people who are mentally ill, and here's the balance. The balance is taking away people's freedom versus evaluating their mental illness. And New York City, there are a lot of programs for people who are mentally ill, but they have to want to be there.
Yeah, and it's
about
difficult
forcing
because
them to be there.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game, and it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
Let me just say a couple of things. One is, what happened to that young woman was horrible. And it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, a subway, whatever, that something bad's going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong. Then he says that if something like that had happened the other way, there would be sweeping changes imposed on society. Where is the George Floyd Policing Act? It didn't pass. Even when you had a white police officer murder a black man on live television, the whole world saw, there were no sweeping changes. In fact, not one law was passed at the federal level. So I think that's an important thing to point out. The other thing is, you mentioned the thing about cashless bail. I think this is a big challenge that we have. Would you have felt better if there had been cash bail and the mom had come and put down $1,000 to let him out? It's not about cashless bail or no cashless bail. It's about the fact that we don't know how to deal with people who are hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
So you hear Van Jones, and he's so totally wrong. If it was the other way around and some crazy white person ended up stabbing a young black woman, especially young black girl, and, the city didn't seem like they cared, or, they were just dragging their feet, that city would be on fire right now. So Van Jones is 100% wrong. And this is why I say him, Abby Phillips, these people, they're sickening. It really irked my nerves to even listen to them, because they be so wrong. Okay. But this is why I say enough is enough, because liberals have been getting away with this for far too long. And now that, people are dying thanks to them, conservatives have to now stand up and represent themselves. I've been saying this for the longest, that, liberals love to say conservatives are racist. Well, tell the truth, that it's Democrats who's actually the racists, who actually played black people during the 1965 Civil Rights Act. That Lyndon B. Johnson, who they love to praise, was actually the man who didn't even want Civil Rights Act. Who voted against it. He didn't want to end segregation. Separated the family with his war on poverty, and just really destroyed what they call them, the FBA's Foundational Black Americans. Just really ridiculous. And we will fall for anything. I mean, they could tell us that the sky is yellow and we would believe it, because we fall for anything, and we love to support bad behavior. Okay. I was listening to something, Breonna Taylor. I'm sorry that this young, beautiful lady passed away, but she made bad choices. She was helping her boyfriend sell drugs. And the only reason why we know this is because they have it on video. Okay. They have it on video on the stuff she was doing. So when they went to go into her place, she was with another guy and he ended up shooting. So they returned fire and she got caught. And they want to say that, it's the police fault, and they do this all the time. Breonna Taylor made bad choices, and this is what happens when you make bad choices. But, like I said, we are at a point in America that enough is enough, and we need to start speaking out, because if not, I don't know what's going to happen.
This Charlie Kirk thing kind of put the nail in the coffin of me being a Democrat. I was slowly moving away from it anyway, because I was noticing certain things, but I'm not a Democrat. And I'm not a Republican either, but I'm not a Democrat. And I just noticed, certain things, like the way that the conversation would be shut down by calling somebody a name or calling somebody a bigot. It's like, okay, and why am I a bigot just because I disagree with you? Like, I can disagree with you and still not want anything bad for you. I just disagree. And it's like, oh, you're personally committing violence against me if you disagree. It's like, that's a cop-out. And I would notice certain things like that. I would notice that I was being intentionally angered every 4 years so that I would go out and vote. It would be a new token thing to get behind. Oh, if you don't vote this year, this thing's going to happen and everything's going to be taken away. But then the next year, none of those things would happen. So I was just being gaslit every single time. And it's crazy because I didn't recognize it. But, as I started to just see it, I started to see how it's one thing to believe in something. It's another thing to tell somebody they're bad if they don't, especially if the view is wacky, crazy, and all the way out there. Canceling somebody for something that they did when they was 8 years old, for something that they said when they was 8 years old, and that thing wasn't even a slur back then. It's like, what are we do? People can't grow. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a way to keep people in control. And if you don't think exactly how I think, if you ever step in line, I can just take away. You know what I'm trying to say? And it was just very controlling, but just very evil. And like the moral superiority, the moral high horse, and the performative activism was crazy. Like, oh, we are so oppressed, and go, like ride the Starbucks. It's like there's actually people that are in different countries, and like that's very disrespectful to them to say that you're oppressed like that. Like, you know, I would debate people down. And here's the thing, I had to come to a realization that like I would go online to see what I should feel about a subject instead of actually saying what I did feel about the subject, to see what they were saying, and I would hop on it. And I had to be honest, I was hopping on bandwagons. And yes, it was when I was younger, but as I just grew older, I'm like, this not it. And finally, when it comes to the death of somebody, it's like, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what they think. Nobody deserves that. I could see if you just heard about it, but you saw it on camera and you still saying you ain't sad about it. That's like your humanity is now lost. Like politics is making like some of them crazy. And that's why I was just like, oh, y'all are drinking Kool-Aid right now. And I'm not going to drink that. Like, I'm going to just walk off. And that's one of the reasons why. And it's the nail in the coffin, because if you are so politicked out that you cannot cry when somebody unalive, you're not as moral as you think you are. Sorry.
So far, I've seen videos of just the left being pro-unaliving political opponents, whether that be Trump, J.D. Vance, people celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk today. It's just disgusting behavior. The fact that I have been a part of the left for 7 years, I never thought we'd get to the point where I would have to look at my own party and be like, oh, hold on, I can't support you anymore because everything that you are doing right now is against your political viewpoints and your values and beliefs. To sit here and promote gun violence against your opponents is wrong. And it arguably makes you worse than the other side, because you're basically saying these people deserve to be unalived because our political beliefs are more important and should stand and should have more value than a human life. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me at all. No.
If you voted Democrat, like I did, you voted for a party that does not exist anymore. This is not the Kennedy Democratic Party. This is not the party of people that want to give back to their community, that they believe in kindness for everybody, equality, and acceptance. None of these things exist anymore in the Democratic Party. I am ashamed of the Democratic Party, and I have been for a long time, which is why I consider myself an independent now. And here we are, it's 24 years after 9/11, and we are in no better shape than we were on that day, except now the war is inside of our country. The war is us against each other. We have lost our way in the United States. Democrats and liberals and people that are all like, you know, peace and love and equality and unity have come onto this app to say the most horrific things about this 31-year-old man. And in Washington, they asked for a moment of silence, and Democrats were audibly booing and refused to stand for this man. I don't even recognize the United States. I really don't. We're a laughingstock to many other countries that are looking at us saying, like, are you all okay? We're not okay. We are not the United States of America. We are divided. We are clearly divided. And if the murder of Charlie Kirk does not prove that, I don't know what will. Honestly, I don't know what will.
I cannot tell you how refreshing it was to wake up this morning and hear from other Democrats and see on my post other Democrats who are just as furious and ready to friggin' jump ship as I am. I am not buying into what they're selling, because after what we saw yesterday, I'm actually glad that they pulled that yesterday, because people like me who have been disillusioned by the Democratic Party for a long time got to see an evilness there, got to see a diabolical side of the Democratic Party who's basically saying, we want you to fail. We don't care if you fail. It's like the scene in The Wizard of Oz when they finally go back to see the Great Oz and they pull the curtain back, and it's just a little old man just standing there like that doesn't have a fucking clue. I'm not going to be afraid to like voice my opinion anymore. I'm done. I am done. I am done. And you're not going to bully me off my own page by thinking logical thoughts. I'm not going to be gaslit by my own party. Not one day more. Not one day more.
You are a vile human being to celebrate the death of somebody just because you don't agree with them politically. Do you know how disturbing that is? Like, imagine if it was the roles reversed, okay? When Biden was diagnosed with cancer, nobody on the right was like, he had it coming. No, we thoughts and prayers. At a minimum, don't agree with him politically, not gonna wish death upon him. You're weird. You're so weird. Please get help.
Fortunately, right-wing commentator Charlie Kirk has passed away. He was shot in the neck today at one of his college events, and I see a lot of people on the left celebrating his death. And before this, I was a conservative. I was a Republican. And what I mean by that is I was an independent who sometimes agreed with the right. I thought y'all were crazy, the left is crazy. I'm not really about that, but I would vote both ways. Going forward after today and seeing how liberals and leftists and Democrats are acting towards this, I am never voting Democrat again. Ever again. For the rest of my life, I will always vote Republican. I don't care. I grew up without a father. Charlie Kirk has 2 innocent children who will not remember him or have very vague memories of him. As somebody without a father, I can tell you for the rest of my life there will always be a hole in my heart the shape of my father. Now, my father left voluntarily. Charlie Kirk didn't. And those children will never get to meet their father. His daughter doesn't have a father to walk her down the aisle. And I can tell you right here, right now, that shit's not fun. I've had to sit here and think, who's gonna walk me down the aisle when I was 10? My mother's the answer, obviously, but still, it's not a fun question you have to ask. And honestly, sorry, that was my alarm to take my medication, but I seriously have no other words for the left other than what the fuck is wrong with you? Literally, AOC could die tomorrow, and y'all know how much I don't like that woman, and I would still be upset for her family and conduct myself in a respectful manner, because I'm not an evil bitch. That's what you are. You are evil bitches. I'm sorry, but it's true. And I vow today, I will never vote for another fucking Democrat again. Fuck that. And I know I'm not the only Republican who feels this way.
So, see, it's not just me. It's a lot of people. We're sick of it. We're sick of the lies, the insults, the name callings, the accusations. I mean, the stuff that this party did. I mean, to find out that they made up a whole Russian collusion lie and then spied on somebody when Democrats say that they're above that that's not them. And then to find out that that's exactly what they did, it's troubling. And Obama is probably one of the worst presidents in American history. This guy was the king of divisiveness. He went in, and every little situation where it was black and white, like Trayvon looked like me, the police was dumb and was stupid for whatever, with the guy in Connecticut or wherever he lived at, that professor. I mean, this guy, this president, was horrible. Horrible. And we should have never elected him. But then I can't blame myself because I voted for him twice, like a bozo. Never make that mistake again. Because, like I said, I voted for Trump 3 times. And if I could vote for Trump a 4th time, I would. Because I never want to see another liberal in the White House. They're dangerous. And this government really need to hold people accountable. Hillary Clinton must be held accountable. Bill Clinton must be held accountable. So many of them. And to all the Republicans out there, please, people like George W. Bush and all these lunatics, that say that you know that Trump is bad for America, and they're not going to be supporting him because this and that. You see them hobnobbing it with with Democrats. Leave them alone, okay? Who is this old speaker from the House? Give me a second. What was that speaker name? He used to be the Speaker of the House. Former. I gotta put down former. Let me put down former Speaker of the House from Wisconsin. And that's got Paul Ryan. Thank you. I forgot that was on it. Paul Ryan is not just a hypocrite. He's a backstabber. Okay, Paul Ryan. This is my belief, but Paul Ryan colluded with the Hillary Clinton camp to undermine the Trump campaign. When he said that he didn't want Trump coming into Wisconsin because he's a racist, Paul Ryan, they all had Hillary Clinton pegged to win the White House, and they all was trying to get on her good side. And Paul Ryan, I feel, colluded with the Clinton campaign, with the Clinton camp, to undermine the Trump campaign. You see, these people have been doing this stuff. This is the establishment, and they have been doing this stuff for far too long. And now that people are dying because the liberals couldn't stop Trump with their fake Russian collusion and all those, they wanted to impeach him, all those impeachment, and they tried everything, weaponizing the justice system, going after him for court, going after him for millions, like on stupid cases. How do you take somebody to court because he overvalued his property? We all do it. Even homeowners, when we want to sell the home, we want to sell the home at a higher value because we want the most. When Trump was trying to get an estimate on his property, he overvalued. Of course, he don't know. So the bank does its due diligence. The bank will do its due diligence and then say, this is the value of the property, the home, the business, whatever it is. The bank will handle that. So to take him to court, and mind you, everybody got paid, but she just wanted to get him. Her whole campaign was on getting Trump. And then what happens? You get a liberal judge who wasn't going to listen to facts. He just was going to go with whatever it is. When all the while, this piece of crap, Letitia James, was the one who was doing the mortgage fraud, lying, overvaluing her properties. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. You really cannot make this stuff up. And I really hope that if they create another party somewhere, I hope the Democratic Party just disappears. And then create a party that, is for the people. I mean, they could be opposite, but I like Republicans' values because most black people, they share the same values as conservatives. Okay? Except the part for working hard, because I don't know why we don't put our best foot forward. But I digress. We have to basically say especially to the Democratic Party and to those that continue to try and shut us down because they want things their way. We have to fight back. And when I say fight back, I don't mean go get guns. What I mean by is like what Charlie Kirk did. We have to fight back by telling the truth, doing our research, hitting them with facts. That is us fighting back. Don't fight back with no fist fighting, please. We don't need none of this, please, not at all. No violence. Violence is out of the question. We know that Democrats are violent. They're dangerous. Malcolm X said the same thing, that they are dangerous. Okay? We need to use this. This will win all the time. Okay? We use that and watch watch Republicans, conservatives just I don't know, be at a level like never before. The only thing that I will say is that LGBTQ, they're here to stay. And it makes no sense that we try to shun them. We open our doors and welcome them because they're not going anywhere. They're here to stay. Just like they said that blacks weren't going to be here long but blacks are still here and they're here to stay. The LGBTQ community is here to stay. So we can either open our arms and accept the fact that we need to grow the party. So LGBTQ and others, let's keep the religion out. Let's accept. I understand some people feel it because of their religion, but they're part of God's children. Open the doors and let them in, and let's grow our party. Okay. But and after that, I think that we then need to do a Charlie Kirk style event, revolution. We need to go out and we need to speak to the people directly. Could be dangerous because, like I said, liberals are very dangerous. They'll kill you. They will kill you if you do not agree with them or if you challenge them. They will get mad and then they become violent. Okay? We need to face them, use facts. We're not here to change you from being a Democrat to Republican. We're just here to open your mind so that you can listen to us and understand where we are coming from, why we don't see things the way that they see it. Okay? That maybe, abortion, why we don't agree with abortion like they do. Some might feel that the LGBTQ community is not a part of, society or whatever. Okay, let's have that discussion. Let's have that discussion. We don't have to be violent, but we can discuss why some people feel they do, the Bible and so forth. And then we can have that discussion. But, if conservatives want to win, if we want to show the people that this is the party for the people, we have to open our doors. Okay? And then we have to yell out and we scream this as loud as possible. Enough is enough. No more violence. We just can't take this anymore. The shooting and the killing and the fighting and the attacking. We can't do this no more. Enough is enough. We're going to have to find common ground. Okay? Because the way it looks like Democrats are about to become nothing. Because for the simple fact is that the people that you're targeting, the people that you're calling fascists and Nazi and all that stuff, it looked like that's what you are. It looked like that's what you are. People exercise their First Amendment right, you go out and kill them. That's insane. This is some type of Hitler mafia. I don't know. Could be mafia type killing. I mean, I've never seen nothing like this before. I hope we do wake up, and I hope that this country that have just gone through some dark times, and us remembering the people of 9/11, and the sacrifice that they made. I hope that we all can just come together and stop at the black-white thing, because white people are not holding us back. And yes, there are some white people that are racist towards black, but there's a lot of black people that's racist towards white. And we need to end this. Let's step back. Let's stop being violent, especially black people, because we're very violent. We love stabbing and shooting. We need to step back. We need to stop. And we need to come to a common ground and let us get along. We don't have to agree on everything, but at least we can have those dialogue, and let's, agree to disagree, or somebody can agree, you know what, you're right, and we can move forward from there. Well, time for me to go, but I really do enjoy talking to you guys, and I'll have another video out soon. Until then, this is Mark. Oh, please remember, like, subscribe, and share this channel. I started seeing pickups because, I'm new, so I gotta start really promoting and getting the word out. I try to promote through YouTube advertisement, but they keep denying me, saying that election and all this other stuff. And I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm just having discussions, but YouTube. That's another liberal channel that another liberal web page that love to shut conservatives down. I hope that they'll soon let me start advertising on their page. But until then, I'll keep finding other ways to advertise. Everybody, please have a great day. Let's remember the people of 9/11, and let's still pray for the family, for Charlie Kirk's family, for his wife Erica and those two beautiful children that they have. Let's pray for them that they go through, it's going to be some troubling times, but they go through it peacefully, and, and we can, and they can continue their life without this great man. Damn. Until then, guys, please remember, like, subscribe, and share. Peace.